Trump, without the catastrophe of Donald Trump for even the Republicans.
Well, I think that
the plan will then really accelerate of what they want to do.
Well, no one can predict what will happen, but two things. One is that Pence, although I find most of his policies abhorrent and I'm opposed to many of those policies, there's a very good chance Pence would wind up president. Trump would need to resign or be impeached between now and 2020. I think the Democrats will make, I believe, I'm not just hoping, but I believe that Democrats will make huge inroads in 2018, and then Pence is faced with a Democratic House. Or maybe a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House. And then Pence knows how to deal. He's one of them. Trump is not one of them. And although Pence has his anthem and what he wants done in this country, I doubt he'll get a lot of what he wants if he has to deal with the Democrats. Now, the other thing is that I think Mueller is going to come up with an indictment. Mueller's going to hand that indictment to the House Judiciary Committee. They have to decide whether they want to bring articles of impeachment. They're going to go to Trump, and something will be finessed where Trump will resign. And they need to do that quickly to get that smell, that stench out of the room so they can prop up Pence to run as the nominee, because they will go in one 4-year period from controlling the White House and both houses of Congress to losing all three in 2020. Trump will be responsible for the most catastrophic political reversal in American history. I believe. I'll have to check on those facts and see. But I think that Mueller's going to indict Trump. I really do.
And your future now with Saturday Night Live, are you?
I would be more than happy to be put out of a job. I can't wait. I can't wait for this to be ended for me. I do this because it's fun. I do it. People seem to enjoy it. I do it per my availability because I have a lot of other things going on. This show does tend to crash my weekend with my family and my little kids. But you know something, I don't need to tell you this, and that is we're here to do a program, you and I, with Bob Garfield and Nicholas Lemon from Columbia School of Journalism, and the program is entitled Ideology versus Fact, the New Normal in News. And you've been doing this for a long time, and so is Bob, and so is Lemon. And we're here to talk about how can we get back to some source, and how do we easily identify a source of media that we can rely on, because people do rely on media. We need people to tell us. We need people to not just tell us the facts. We need people to help us prioritize what's happening. Right now, I think you and I would both agree on this, that the stories that are being prioritized and what's being featured, what's being put forth as the most important stories of the day, are not the most important stories of the day. And that function of the press, that prioritization, I think is vital.
So finally, Alec Baldwin, you have a vested interest in bringing Donald Trump down because you don't want to do this anymore. You don't want to impersonate him anymore.
Well, I think that I am guilty of, in the last 8 years, I am guilty from 2008 on, which I never did before. But I really found, for some reason, I don't know why, I need to kind of examine this. I'm very guilty of sitting there when Obama came in, especially in Obama's second term, and saying, our guys in there were good. I took a long nap politically. I turned all my attention toward the arts. I turned all my philanthropy of my foundation toward the arts. I don't give any money to candidates. I don't campaign for people. I mean, I was very political in campaigning for Chuck Schumer, and campaigning for this one, and campaigning for Hillary, and campaigning for Bill, and campaigning for Teddy Kennedy, and campaigning for Carter when I first went to GW as a freshman in Washington in '76. And my point is that I really do care deeply about this country and this country's future. And I mean, like anybody, to any exaggerated amount, I'm an American and I care about my country. And I kind of turned my attention elsewhere. Now my attention is back on this subject. And without boring you with the details of that, there's a lot of things I'm getting involved with, and a handful of groups I'm getting involved with to get much more political than I've been in the last 8 years.
Do you think Trump will make it to the end of his term?
I don't.